Hello, I'm Lindsay Stein, the consumer reporter at PRWeek, and today I'm at Porter Novelli, joined by the co-founders Bill Novelli and Jack Porter to talk about an exciting milestone, the agency's 40th anniversary. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for asking us.
So I heard that you guys started this agency in 1972 in a garage. Can you tell me a little bit about that time?
Well, it wasn't really a garage. We talked about the garage, and but no, we really started in an offshoot of a small advertising agency in Washington. But it was in Georgetown on a canal, and it was really a nice place to start.
So the deal was that Jack convinced this local ad agency to take us in. And what we told them was, we said, hey, we're big time marketing people from New York. And they said, oh, really? And we said, yes, we are. And you can use us for your business pitches, and we'll help with strategic thinking and research. But what we need are some offices, because we didn't want to do this in Jack's garage. So that's how we got started.
Great, and when did it move to New York then? When did the first office in New York?
First office in New York, let me think what year that was.
I'd say it was 1980 or 81. But then,
That's about right.
But then in 1986, when Omnicom was formed, we moved our headquarters to New York.
Oh, there you go. And is that that's where the marketing comes from for the agency? Like the marketing aspects of Porter Novelli come from the advertising background?
That's true.
And why do you think that's an important aspect?
Well, I defer to the professor.
No, in our day, really, I think the PR industry was somewhat different, and it was more, I don't know, I'll say instinctive, more, make it up as you go along. And our idea, what we knew was marketing. We had come from marketing backgrounds, from Unilever, from an ad agency, from several ad agencies. And so what we thought was, we're going to apply marketing in those days to what Washington was about, which we thought was health and social issues. And so we had this marketing strength, and that's what we brought to bear. So good research, good strategic thinking, really an understanding, kind of a relentless focus on the consumer, that part of marketing. And that was, I think that was fairly new to the PR world.
And we had this transition from the advertising side to Washington, and we were both at the Peace Corps. And we applied the marketing approach to communication to the Peace Corps with quite a bit of effectiveness. Peace Corps was going through a transition then from a very idealistic concept initially that we could send our young, untrained persons to these countries and they would be very effective, and many of them were. But the government decided they would be more effective if they sent trained people, engineers, etc. So to get them, the communications that supported the Peace Corps recruitment effort had to be much more focused, and we just began to apply that there. And then when we moved from the Peace Corps to Porter Novelli, we took those principles with us.
That's great. That's definitely a huge accomplishment. What would you say is your biggest accomplishment over the last 40 years?
Porter Novelli.
What about at Porter Novelli? What is something you're most proud of?
I think the size and scope of the firm. I think the international representation, which is quite impressive if you look at all the cities and countries that we're in. And Bill, what do you think?
Well, I think that's good. I mean, I would say that and two other things. Number one, the first client we had was a very successful one, and we contributed quite a bit to it. It was the National High Blood Pressure Education Program. And to this day, it's probably the most successful health education program in the United States. And in the course of that, and in the course of doing what we were doing, we kind of invented social marketing. And we discovered these academics who were thinking about it and writing it, and we were doing it. And so we got together with them, and a whole discipline came out of this.
That's incredible.
So that, plus, as Jack said, the firm itself. But then I think the third thing that really gives me a great deal of pride is when I come here or I go to an office somewhere else, I think they have the same spirit that we have. I mean, it is like deja vu, and it's wonderful.
That is definitely a vision. And if you were to do this all over again and start a PR agency today, would it be the same type of vision, or would the vision be a little different?
I think it would be the same, because I think that the success of the firm, it really demonstrated the success of the concept. And so I don't know enough about it. I've been going a few years to say that there might be a little tinkering or something like that, but
But the
it
same
looks pretty good.
concept
to
of
me.
social marketing.
Well, the media world has changed so much. The whole social media thing has changed drastically. So how you execute has changed. But I think the strategic part is still there, and I think you move mountains when you have great people. So good strategy, good people. I think you start there.
Absolutely. And how about what were you saying?
Well, when I say it, I think the other thing, and I think it's manifests itself importantly, is high standards in terms of the type of clients that we work with, and I think in terms of the kind of people that we hire. So I think that's something that was instilled at the beginning. We had wonderful people from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I still see that when I come to the
We
office.
just didn't have any views like this.
We sure did.
Well, you said that the people move mountains and the people here. So, what kind of leader do you hope to appoint to continue your legacy here at Porter?
The new CEO you're talking about? Oh boy. Well, if I were writing a spec sheet for the new CEO, I would say, a really heavy emphasis on leadership. And I don't care which field you're in, it does not matter. Leadership really, really matters. And so I would put that at the very top. And then, of course, an understanding of business, the ability to relate to clients and prospects and fellow Omnicom agencies. So I would say, leadership has to come first. And the ability to relate, the ability to think strategically, because you can't expect your whole agency to do it if you can't do it.
Very true.
Ability to travel, I think that was the.
Also important.
Yes, you have to get around and meet the folks, and I think that's important. You have to show the face.
Yeah.
You can't just sit in an office in New York and be a CEO.
Yeah. Well, everyone is looking forward to meeting the new CEO and to seeing the next 40 years at Porter.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.